from across the nation and around the world.
The first marathon will hit the streets since a deadly bombing changed lives forever, really. But with two security scares already, is the city prepared?
Well, Jose Grignon is in our studio right now with a special interview that you'll see only on Fox.
Well, police are urging people who plan to attend Monday's Boston Marathon to leave backpacks and other bags at home. And the crowd at the finish line is expected to be a bit smaller. That's just some of the effects after last year's bombing. And joining us this morning, Auburn Kane, who is running in the Boston Marathon on Monday, along with security expert Chuck Joyner. Good morning, and thank you both for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Chuck, want to ask you, since you're the security expert, just days before everything, we had a fake bomb, but a stark reminder of last year. It was an art student. You know, he's facing charges now. How could this happen?
It's disturbing, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. One, you have to recognize that the race is still days away. The security is not in place at this point. So it's something also you have to look at the response. The police responded very quickly. They resolved the issue.
But Chuck, we're talking about a day when they were commemorating last year's race and remembering the victims.
It's something to remember also. There's never 100% security. I think that Auburn's going to be incredibly safe at this race. There is going to be FBI Joint Terrorism Task Forces on scene, over 3,500 police officers in both uniform and plain clothes. It will be a very secure race, I'm confident.
Now, I spoke with you a few moments ago before we got on camera, and you were saying, Auburn, that you really didn't have any concerns.
No, not at all. I have no doubt that the Boston Marathon will be one of the safest places security-wise next week for us as the runners, yes.
Do you have any other concerns? The crowd, you know, anything of that nature?
I have no concerns. For me, this is another marathon, one that will be very sentimental for many. I was there last year, so, you know, definitely looking forward to the Boston Marathon on Monday.
Okay, you said you were there last year,
yes.
But you've done this quite a few times, haven't you?
Yes, this will be number 6 for me. Boston will be number 6, the 6th Boston Marathon. Yeah.
Now, are you sponsored, or is this something you do individually?
No, this is something that I do individually. I am a volunteer for one of our local running clubs, but this is something that I like to experience myself, and I take care of it myself. Yeah.
You're not even concerned that, you know, you did have 3 people killed near the finish line.
Right.
Are you concerned about the finish line?
I am not. As Chuck mentioned, there will be a lot of security at the finish line, so no doubt I think it's going to be a very sentimental time for many of us there, so no insecurities at all.
The lessons you think we learned from last year, are they being put in place?
Absolutely. There's always a balance between civil liberties and protection. But the cameras in place, the police officers' preparation, the joint task forces, everything is going to be at its best.
Now, a lot of folks aren't going to like it because I can't take my backpack. I got the baby, and that's where I usually keep all of the stuff for the baby, the diapers, the milk, and everything else. It's going to inconvenience a lot of folks, but is the inconvenience worth it at this point?
I believe so. And again, that's that balance between civil liberties and protection.
Absolutely.
You're going to be out there with about 36,000 people.
Very excited.
You got your elbows in
I am,
in shape.
but we don't elbow each other out the way. We're going to have a great time on Monday. So,
could you tell us the experience you are expecting?
As I mentioned, I think it's going to be very sentimental, emotional. I expect a lot of the victims to be out on the course to cheer us on. So I think there will be a lot of crowd support from Boston as well. It's Patriots Day, which is a big day for them. So I imagine that we're going to do a lot of celebrating there.
All right. In addition to that celebrating, Chuck, security-wise, can there be any surprises, and are authorities up there in the Boston area ready to handle any surprises?
I'm confident that they are incredibly ready to handle any situation. But again, there's never 100%. You're never going to have zero risk. And they're doing everything they can to reduce that risk as much as possible. Boston will definitely not be a soft target. It's going to be incredibly difficult for anybody to do something like they did before.
And that's a good thing. Thank you, Auburn Kane.
Thank you.
Chuck Joyner.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning and letting us know from your perspectives about the Boston Marathon. And good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Melissa, Mike.
It was good to hear their expertise.